Hey, yo everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video, and today we're going to be doing my Andrew Cutter Picks of the Weeks. Now, for those who are new to my channel, know nothing about this video series, basically what I do is I take a look at this week in DC Comics, and then I select the comic that I enjoyed the most and declare my Andrew Cutter Pick of the Week. Now, if at any time during this video you see a comic you would like expanded on a bit more, well, don't worry, I did a review of each and every single one of them in a previous video. So you can go back to my channel and just check that video out. In addition to that, I will also talk about any news or updates pertaining to myself, my channel, or the world around me, which I do have some news and updates today. In saying that, before we jump into the Andrew Cutter Picks of the Weeks, one of the bad habits I'm getting into is I get my comics early because I work at a comic store, so I get to read them and all that junk. And usually I forget a comic each week, and this week I forgot to pick up Justice League Dark. I got it Wednesday, but I mean I got it later than I got to review my comics. So I will talk about Justice League Dark right now. Um, really good. Justice League Dark has really turned out to be one of my favorite titles from the new DC 52. Constantine, I never cared for the character beforehand. He's really starting to shine in this, and he's, I think, the breakout character. I bought this comic for Zatanna, but I'm staying for Constantine, if that makes sense. Zatanna was a draw for me because Zatanna is one of my favorite all-time superheroes, comic book characters, and she's what drew me into this, but it's really Constantine that's keeping me there. Constantine's turning out to be a fun, enjoyable character. I love the stuff they're doing with Felix Faust, the aesthetic look that they're doing with him, just overall the approach they're taking with him. And Felix Faust, I feel as though, is a character that really wasn't anything to write home to back in the old DCU, even back from his original appearance, like the Dangerous Fingers of Felix Faust, or from his appearance all the way up until before Flashpoint. I feel as though his character really wasn't utilized that well, but in the new DCU, I really do love Felix Faust. 5 out of 5, really great comic, definitely worth picking up. Really good. So, in saying that, let's get into the comics that I got this week. Um, Batman Inc. #3. And oddly enough, people are saying that they didn't get Batman Inc. #3. I know of several stores that were selling Batman Inc. #3. I don't know. Hey, whatever. Batman Inc. #3. Um, Batman the Dark Knight, 11. Superman, 11. All these are pretty much going to be 11s, except for the last one. Flash, Aquaman, Savage Hawkman, Green Lantern, Green Lantern New Guardians, All-Star Western, Voodoo, I Vampire, the Teen Titans, Justice League Dark, and finally, Comedian issue #2 from Before Watchmen. This week was a very good week. What I particularly liked about this week is we had some really good standout comics that I considered 5 out of 5s. I'm just going to pull them out. There's 5 of them in particular that stand out more than the other ones, and it's really tough picking my Andrew Carter pick of the week because they were all good. All of them, I believe, are equal. But if I had to say one that resonated in my mind, one that stood out maybe more than the other ones, well, I'll let you know. But the comics would be Aquaman, really good. Green Lantern was really fun. All-Star Western was just a blast. We had I Vampire, which continues to impress me, and Justice League Dark, which was just a great story. I would love to make them all my Andrew Cutter pick of the week, but one of my rules of this is that I can't do that. It would be unfair to you guys. I have to make a definitive choice. If I had to pick, my Andrew Cutter pick of the week would be All-Star Western issue #11. I'm so glad I got into this comic. I thought the characters are just so well portrayed in this. They put a smile to my face. The backup issues may not always be the greatest, but it's still fun to have backup stories. And the crime Bible was just it is a very well done villain, and just very the dialogue was very well handled. I just loved this issue so much. The other comics, like, Aquaman was such a well done issue. I Vampire continues to surprise me in how well that's being handled. Justice League Dark has just been really fun and enjoyable with their take on the DCU. And Green Lantern has great setup, but its All Star Western, I think, resonated with me the most this week. And that's the reason why I'm making my Andrew Cutter pick of the week. Now, in saying that, and I just want to check something, because I think I put something down. I'll look for it later. My mind is just racing right now. Not racing, but going every which way. Time for news or updates. Put you that. First and foremost is Grant Morrison is leaving Action Comics at issue number 16 and Batman Inc. at issue number 12. This is a double-edged sword, and apparently he's also leaving traditional superhero comics for good. Not for good, but for now. Double-edged sword. On one hand, I have not been enjoying Grant Morrison's run on um, Action Comics. There's been some good ideas here and there, but the dialogue has been rough. The changes, like Brainiac as a centipede, has been rough. The random story arc with Legion of Superheroes right in the middle of the Brainiac story arc was rough. Um, it would be nice to have some new blood on there. I'm curious to see what his overarching story is going to be. His ultimate grand plan, but I haven't been too impressed, so I kind of want some new blood in there. I can't comment on Batman Inc. because it really just started. The only complaint I really have of Batman Inc. is it's really not Batman Inc. It's just Batman #2. Um, Batman Inc. really, like the other characters in Batman Inc. haven't been utilized that well. Batwing, El Gaucho, Night Esquire, where have they been? I've seen them maybe in issue 1, and I think they were in issue 2 as the pretend thugs, but they really haven't been utilized the way I think they should be. In saying that, like I said, it's a double-edged sword because despite how much criticism I give to Grant Morrison, he really is one of my favorite writers. Um, despite whatever bads I give, I think one of the reasons why I'm so critical of him is because I do enjoy him, because I hold him to such a high degree. Um, sure, his dialogue can be a little iffy sometimes, and Grant Morrison sometimes needs to know when to stop a story. Like, I think his Batman stuff should have stopped at RIP, or at least it should have stopped at the end of Batman and Robin Volume 3 when Bruce Wayne returned. But Grant Morrison has some of the best ideas for stories, such well plotted out stories, and he always has great ideas that make you think. Whether the ideas are bad or good, you always left thinking. And I will not lie, I've taken a lot of Grant Morrison's ideas and shifted them around to create ideas for like my D&D campaigns. Use trace elements. I can't tell you how much I've incorporated ideas like I incorporated a character similar to Jezebel Jet into one of my D&D campaigns. I incorporated the idea of the Club of Villains in a way, or secret organization like them, and Dr. Hurt into my D&D campaigns. I think he just does stuff very well, and it's a double-edged sword because on one hand, I think we should have some fresh blood on Action Comics. It hasn't been as great as I thought it was going to be. But on the other hand, I don't want to see Grant Morrison leave traditional superhero comics. I would love to see him and Alex Ross on a fourth world book, on a world about the new, on a book about the new gods in the New 52 monthly. That would kick ass. I know it won't happen, but it would still be pretty cool. So it's a double-edged sword. And speaking of Superman, little side news, I did pick up and read Earth 1 Superman, so I will have a review of that either Monday or Tuesday. Today is Sunday, so one of the two. But yeah, that's about all for comic book news. I guess the big thing was Grant Morrison. Um, as for video game news, nothing really going on there. Just been paying off my stuff for the Wii U. I did get the Professor Layton games, and I'm playing them right now. The Curious Village I'm on right now, and I did pick up Yoshi's Island DS because I'm currently playing the regular Yoshi Island, so I'm going to do that and finish that up. Once I'm done with that, I'll get into the new Yoshi Island DS. So not new, but you know what I mean. Besides that, not too much has been happening. As for videos I have coming out, I'm going to have the Earth 1 video. I'm going to have a What I Am Thinking video coming out, talking about that. Um, I had something I wanted to talk about, and I will do it right here. I was going to do a blog video about it, but it regards timelines and people asking for timelines. One of my most requested things is people asking for timeline videos, new ones. But there's a few reasons why I don't do new timeline videos. Reason number one is I don't really collect trades anymore. I do, but not quite as much. I collect the individual issues. So I don't have the trades to put into the timeline. Number two is with the shift in the new DC 52, I don't know what's in continuity and what's not. We can assume a lot of the Batman stuff is in continuity, but there's been changes, mind you. So I don't feel right giving timelines with the new continuity. It's just tough because I don't know what's canon and what's not. The next reason is that my timelines aren't really that out of date. I believe, with the exception of maybe one or two Dick Grayson stories and then New 52 stuff, my timelines are still up to date. So you could probably just continue what I have right there and just keep adding to it and go from there. But besides that, I mean, I don't think I'm going to do timeline video anytime soon because I don't feel right doing it and I don't have the resources to do it. So I feel bad because I want to help people out. But again, like I said, my timeline videos aren't that out of date. So you can just take that and then piece it together yourself and go from there. So, but yeah, nothing else is really going on. Just had some news. I will have that Superman Earth 1 video coming up. I will have a What I Am Thinking video coming out. One thing that in the What I Am Thinking video has to do with another comic book that I read, so watch out for that. But I'm going to end this video here. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.